All right, guys, we are ready to get started here. Welcome, everybody, to our Thursday social media marketing for real estate agents with the lovely and talented Cara. What is going on? Superstar.
Doing so good. Doing so good. I'm so excited to do some more TikToking with you today.
Awesome, great. And it's nice to have everybody here. Guys, if you're just tuning in for the first time, let us know in the chats here. It's always nice to know who is new. And if you've been around for a little while, you're more than welcome to say hi in the chat as well. What did I missed last week? I completely, I double booked myself, and that was my fault. What did I miss last week? What did you guys work on?
Oh, Janina, we didn't even get, there we go. Okay. Last week, we deep dived into TikTok. We did a lot more on TikTok. Now that we've been making lots of short form content, we really wanted to deep dive, like what is content, when do we post, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Great. All right. Well, why don't, Carl, before we get started here, just so that you guys know, my name is Shane Hillier. I'm part of the Double Your Income coaching team. We do a coaching call every Tuesday with Brad Van De Walle. For those of you who know him, he ran the #1 team at the #1 Remax office in the world, and then decided about a year and a half ago to start a coaching program and asked me to, if I could build something for him. Eventually, we ended up growing that to over 8,000 agents, and we decided that we need to add a social media media piece to the entire coaching program. And that's when I reached out to the best and the greatest agency that I know out there, Cart McMaster, and I asked her if she could partner up with us here at Double Your Income Coaching to put together this call and give back here to real estate agents. And for those of you that have been around, I keep seeing a couple familiar faces. Janine, I've seen you here a few times. Rakesh seems to be here every single week. He doesn't miss these calls. I don't have everybody up on my screen here, but it's really nice of you guys for coming by. But I believe this is week 10 now. If I'm not, is it week 10 or week 10, right? So we're on week 10 now. If you're new to this call, we do these calls every Thursday at 1 p.m. This call is strictly focused on building your real estate business through social media, everything from branding. We're focusing a lot right now on TikTok because that's where a lot of the eyeballs are on TikTok right now. And I'm sure we're going to be diving into some of the other platforms over the following weeks. However, if you've missed some of the calls in the first few weeks, those are posted in the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group. In a second here, I'll go ahead and post the link to that group. You can easily find those by just going to the media section. You'll see all the videos in there. So if you want to catch up, there were some really, really good sessions. When we first started, we did some stuff about, optimizing your profiles and talking about creating content. Cara shared some really good, valuable tools that you can use to create more of your content and batch your content as well. So make sure to check those out and try to catch up a little bit if you feel like you're a little lost. And with that, Cara, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Why don't you give us a bit of a sort of an idea of what we're going to go and cover today, specifically, so when we post the replays, we have a proper description for that and people can find exactly what they need. So, Cara, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you. Thanks so much again for coming on this call. And yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Well, yeah, as Shane said, I'm Cara McMaster. I've been running social media accounts and working with realtors since 2017. We've got some pretty celebrity clients on board. I know you guys have seen Christian Mortuzo in and around the groups. He's closed over $500,000 in commissions, all from his TikTok. And we really drive a lot of the stuff that he's doing on that account, a lot of strategy. So what I'm going to go over with you guys today is more TikTok, because as we've been covering the last few weeks, what works for TikTok, what is trending on TikTok, and why TikTok. And if you go back in the previous weeks, the reason why I love TikTok so much is that we really still are in the stages of TikTok that allow us to really achieve a lot of growth without having to spend a lot of money. It's still a new platform. So we're still in the stages of the same thing that Facebook and Instagram gave us, where it's like, come on, come in, the candy's free. And all of a sudden they're jacking up the prices to like $1,000 a piece. So luckily for us all today, we're still in those wonderful stages of TikTok where it's really, I don't want to say easy, because nothing about it is easy, but it's a heck of a lot more simple to grow on TikTok. So specifically today, we're going to go over trends. We're going to learn how to search for trends. I'm going to give you guys some accounts that you can follow for trends. I'm going to give you some apps that you can use for trends, and why we should use trends. So that's what we're going to go over. For those who maybe were not on the call last week, we kind of just did an excuse. Okay, I'm in Colombia, you guys. I'm in Pereira. We're setting up a whole new business that does like cold call listing appointment setting. So you can tell that this is one of the times where I had to set up the slide deck just before we met. So if you have the occasional spelling mistake, I do apologize. If y'all go back through previous weeks, you'll see beautiful designed stuff. This is not my normal work, but we went over last week, what is TikTok, what works, when to post, what kind of content should you be doing. So if you have not watched that, that is like a base foundational course, mini course on how to utilize TikTok. So definitely go back, type in DYIC Thursdays into the Facebook group. Shane just put it in there for you so you can check it out. So have not seen that, go back. And then all the weeks prior, we did a foundational. What the heck should you guys be posting about? What kind of content brings in leads? But we all built it for TikTok, and then we redistribute the content elsewhere. So let's talk a little bit about trends. TikTok has a really cool way that has TikTok trends. So they're often a sound, they're often a song, or maybe it's a movie clip that's usually a creator, a big creator has done, and then a whole bunch of people follow. But it really is the #1 hack to creating content that doesn't require a lot of bandwidth for creativity. So a lot of us kind of got stumped in weeks, I think it was like week 3 or 4, where we designed our content roadmap. And I've had a few conversations with you about the content roadmaps, and a lot of us are saying like, we didn't get it done, and that's okay. Because what I'm going to show you today is a really easy way to pump out easy content every single week, where we take what's trending on TikTok, we apply it to our niche, and then we can easily create content. It doesn't have you don't have to come up with a hook. You don't have to come up with the little tidbits of information. They're just fun little ways that we really allow ourselves to grow accounts and expand our reaches. Because if a prospect or a user of TikTok has been engaging with a specific trend, it's much more likely that they're going to see your trend. So I really want you to include this as part of your strategy when we're looking at creating content on TikTok. All the big creators, they all use these, okay? So you don't have to dance, you don't have to sing. We're gonna say to our true authentic selves, because what I'm gonna show you today is how do you take that trend and how do you apply it personally for your own niche? And we've talked a little bit about this in the past before, but we're just gonna deep dive into that today. So when we look at TikTok, it really maximizes creativity. Social media users they're hungry for authenticity and human connection. They want to position your business that is an easy way for them to digest that content. So it's a really fun way to learn something about you. Learn how do you provide value to a seller? How do you provide value to what's going on in the market? It's a really fun way to create some content. It also allows you to reach more people. So as I mentioned before, it really grows accounts. So you do want to jump on the trend to increase your engagement and increase your views. And you will have heard me say this before. Trends do not bring in leads, okay? So if all you're doing is posting trends, yes, you will grow your account, but it will not bring you leads in the door. The content that I taught you guys in the last few weeks about the 12 videos that we created around those biggest objections, the things that keep them up at night, what are their worries, that we can position you as the go-to realtor, that's the stuff that brings in the leads. This stuff, what I'm showing you today, is really just to play within the algorithm and have fun. Guys, I love doing the trends. I have a lot of fun with it. You can too, so we're gonna go through that today. Credibility. It's the easiest way to get your brand to fit in with a certain conversation that is happening online. So I think you guys saw me talk a few weeks back, there was a TikTok trend where it had these flashing lights and it was this very specific music, and it was things that somebody had said to you about something. That was a way for me to kind of fit into a conversation. So that's where you could increase your credibility through a TikTok. And then it comes to staying ahead of your competitors. This is why I told you guys to not make your TikTok accounts commercial or business. You want to keep it personal, because what you will find is if you go to a business account, you will not have access to like 90% of the trends. Most of the sounds, the person who creates the sound or uploads that song, they have to pre-approve it for commercial use. And most people do not do that because they know that you're profiting off of that without giving them a piece of the pie. So keep it impersonal. And this is a huge uptick that you're going to have against other big brands. Like, think of like the giant Zillows of the world. They have to be commercial. So it's a way for you to really get an upper hand over your competition by using trends. I'm just going to drop the slides in here for you guys. There we go, Beverly. All right. Okay, so TikTok trends are a lot of the time started by someone who's a famous influencer. Okay, so Charlie D'Amelio and Addison Rae are the two biggest creators on the platform. They're young, they're beautiful, they do the singing, they do the dancing, they do all that. But typically a TikTok trend is started by somebody who's a really, really, really big content creator. Like I'm talking tens of millions of followers, hundreds and hundreds of millions of views. And because they're posting it or they're doing something, the rest of the community is like, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to do the same thing. And then more and more people start picking up. So a trend it moves up. Okay, so I want you to look at it like a graph. We see these little data points moving up, 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 and up, and up. What's really important is you do need to jump on the trend when it's trending up, not trending down. And the reason for that being is that when you can catch it at the beginning, most everybody on here is a small creator, right? We're under 10,000, under 100,000. It's really hard to get that video to do really well in the trend. If you're doing it once it is hit over 10,000 accounts, it gets harder and harder. So when you see something trending, you need to jump on it straight away. Ideally, what we've talked about as a posting schedule is we come in, we make our 12 videos based on those biggest objections and fears. And then about once a week, we come in on Mondays and we create other various videos based on trends. That is a great way to get it done. But if you really want to be a baller, shot caller, you want to smash this out of the park, what you want to do is you want to see the trend and get it done. This can also really help the feel when you look at your content. You're like, I'm in the same background, I'm in the same outfit, I have the same hair all the time. Because again, if you remember what we started with, the trends allow you to easily get something done. So I showed you guys one where it was like, there was two versions of me and I had a big long face. I did that trend in about 5 minutes, like 5 minutes right before I jumped on that call. So you want to try and jump on the trend as quickly as possible. The typical trend will last between 5 to 7 days. So some trends can last a lot longer because they get picked up really big. But again, when you see a trend, you want to jump on it. Now, Francisco, so you're not really looking to monetize this trend. So trends are a way in which you can grow the account. It helps you get a lot of engagement. It helps you grow your audience. It helps you put fun, it helps make real estate content fun and helps it put it out in front of the right people. And then we want to get them over to our profile, get them following our profile. And now they're going to start engaging with those other videos that we created last week. They get to those biggest, deepest, darkest desires and answer some questions for them. Let me know if that does or does not answer your question. Okay, so you're probably thinking like, well, like, how do I know that it's a trend? Here, Tom says, how can you tell how long the trend has been going? That's a good question. There's no like specific data metrics. Sometimes TikTok will post the date on the post of the video, but it's not often. Oftentimes they leave the date off because they want to minimize somebody making the decision on whether to engage with that content based on the date. So sometimes they'll have it on, sometimes they'll have it off. So if the date is on there and it's older than a couple of weeks, it ain't gonna trend no more. It's done and dusted. And for some reason you're seeing it today. So I would advise not jumping on it. How I know, I'm gonna give you some hacks on just to have somebody tell you what the trend is. But how I know that something is trending is usually by, I've seen it a couple of times in the same session that I am using TikTok. So if I've sat down and then and it's like 20 minutes in and I've seen now the same song, the same sound, the same movie clip has been brought into a trend more than twice, I know right away that's a trend. And I'm going to show you guys how we save that, how we log that, how we build our ideas from that. So step number one, you want to know what the trends? I'm going to give you guys this today. It is an older report. It's from July. I'm gonna give you this today so you can have a look at it. But if you're a client of ours, we send this to you every single week because I don't want my clients to have to worry about it. I don't want you to have to think about it. I just want you to be able to execute on it. So easiest hack right away is we will send you a weekly trend report. Each Tuesday, we email you the report, we let you know what's trending, and then how do you specifically tie that back to real estate? How are we going to use this to build our real estate brand? Okay, so that's hack number one, become a client, right? Hack number two, I want you to go and follow these accounts. So these are also other TikTok TikTok creators that help other businesses use TikTok to build their brands. But all three of these accounts are ones that I personally follow right now, and they will do what's called a trend report. So, I'm sorry, not a trend report. They'll do this is trending. They'll put like flashing lights up on the screen. Okay, so this is an example right here. So they're gonna go ahead and they're just gonna tell you what it is. And sometimes they'll give you ideas on how you can use this. And so when you follow these creators that I've given you here, they're going to let you know when something's trending. Don't just fall with what it is, because what can happen is you might see them posting something, but it might be a post from like 2-3 weeks ago. So it might not always be trending. So once you're really utilizing this platform and you're understanding what's trending, what's not, and they'll post, this is trending, but you've seen it being posted on TikTok for the last 2 to 3 weeks, it ain't trending up no more. It's definitely trending down. What I will say, this specific creator, this Miss Caroline Flett, she actually uses some pretty cool tools and spreadsheets where she does her own research. She's pretty good at identifying when something is on the uptrend. And she's also really good at showing you when the trends are, when they're on their way up and when they're on their way down. So I would follow this account. And then there's a couple other here, Sydney Social. She's another one, does a great job of identifying the various different trends. She's really cool too for teaching you about like different transitions that you can do. And what you'll find is once you follow these three creators, more creators are going to come up on your For You page that are going to show you the trends. Okay, so really, really key way to do that. The next way here, and I didn't include it in the, let me stop sharing. I'm going to share the screen on my phone. That's why you see me 3 times today. I came in with all the technology ability. Just share my screen. Screen broadcast, start broadcast. All right. Okay, so let's go to, where's my, is this you? Yeah, there we go. So Real Trends. So this is an app, it is a paid app. You do have access to the free for like a week if you want to try it out. After a week, they'll charge you for an annual subscription. I think it's like $38 US or something like that for the entire year, which I think is a steal of a deal. So this doesn't necessarily provide trends that are like sounds or like little filters and things that are going on. It's all music. It's all the music that is trending on TikTok. So what you can do is you can drill down by like what's trending globally, what is trending, you know, if you're in the United States, if you're in Canada, you can do that. So this is the way that we do that. So let's go to Canada. I'll just give you some examples here. And what this app does is just by, it's analyzing everything that's being posted on the platform. And it'll also send you some notifications when a certain thing is trending, so that you can hop on the bandwagon. And where you want to use a sound like this is, you know, let's say you've done one of those 12 videos about the biggest, deepest, darkest desires of your prospects. What it'll allow you to do is take one of these songs that are trending and just put it on a little bit of a quieter sound so you can really still hear your voice. But with this playing in the background, you can have a trending sound that in theory is meant to help your account. Don't do that all the time though. Here's why. TikTok, we are really seeing, Destiny, this is called, what was this called? Okay, well, I'm gonna go back. I'll show you the thing in a minute. You don't wanna use songs all of the time because what we are seeing is TikTok is giving preferential treatment to creators who are creating original content. And so sometimes you don't wanna just always use songs. So do use them sparingly, but they do help. But you can see here on my screen that right at the very top here, we've got all the various songs, and then you can just come in here and then you can just save it. And then that way you'll know that you want to use that video, and then you just come in here into your saved, and then here's all the saved sounds. So when we're coming up with our content ideas, you know, for the month and what we're trying to build, I can easily just come in here and use a trending sound. So this is called Real Trends. So you just go onto the App Store. It's definitely on the iTunes App Store. I'm not 100% certain it's available on Android. So if y'all got an Android, that's another story for another day. Just kidding, not throwing any shade. But definitely, I think it's a great tool to have if you're looking to up your game when it comes to that. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing here, and we'll go back to sharing my computer screen today. All right. Okay, so the process. So now we want to figure out how do we do the trend. So you know what? I'm just going to we'll go through this slide and then go back to sharing my phone again. But when you find a trend, what you want to do is you want to save it. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to film a video of that trend, because an idea is going to come to you right away. This happens to me so many times. I'll see a trend, I'll save it, I'll go back later to create my content, and I'll be like, I completely forgot the idea that I had for this specific trend. And that's really disheartening. So I'm going to show you a little hack that makes that really easy. And then what to keep in mind is that when there is a trend being done, sometimes it also uses a filter. So let's go back over to my screen again, and I'm going to give you some examples of what I mean by the filter. And if y'all can hear like a lot of background noise today, I'm at the call center. I'm actually going to give you guys a tour today at this call center because it's really, really cool. But they go wild, like when they close a deal. When they close a deal for one of their wholesalers, the whole call center just goes like up in flames. So you might hear the occasional that. Okay, so let's go to this. Yeah, so this is the one that I showed you guys last week. So this includes
and don't stop, shoot shot, go out to the parking lot.
Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ spinning, I said my.
Okay, so that's a prime example of when we use a TikTok trend that has both a sound and a filter. So you can see that in the beginning of the video, I've got this cute little button little face. And then as I have the male version of the voice, I've got this long, very like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast style of face. So what the thing here is that when something like that is trending, it's already used the sound and the effect. So you don't have to think about what the filter is. It's just going to do that for you. So I'll give you a prime example. So let's open that video up again.
And don't stop, shoot shot.
Okay, so what I did was I clicked on the little icon in the bottom right hand of the screen. And what that does is it brings up everybody else who has created a trend for that sound. And it will also, when I go to say use the sound, so I click on the use the sound button, automatically you can see the left-hand side where it says effects, it's already given me the filter, which is so cool because you don't have to think about it. So you just put the filter on, and then you can see here it's got to the left with the red box. That's where the face was really small. And then see how my face looks really petite. And then here it's automatically going to change it and make it long and very masculine. Okay, so that is what we've done here to understand what are the filters and then what are the various sounds. And then when we went into the little circle and you can see all of the other people who have made a trend for that, it starts giving you ideas. So let's say you have found this trend, but we're not doing it right now because I'm in the middle of closing this deal. All I want you to do is now that I want you to open up, you're going to press use this sound, and I'm going to hit the record. And
don't stop, shoot shot, go out
to do this and save it.
Fab
And all I've done is I'm just saying to my video what I want the idea to be. I hit the little check mark.
and don't stop, shoot shot, go out.
And I'm going to put that into my drafts because if you guys were there on the call last week, I showed you a method of which you can create your videos and put them in a draft mode. We apply a example here. So see the difference in my drafts, okay? Remember I showed you guys last week that by having a thumbnail on the video, I've indicated to myself that this video is completely edited and it is ready to go. And then I have these other ones that are not. So these first two on the left is because I saw a trend and I wanted to remember what the idea that I had for the trend. So that way, when I'm ready to go and create the trend, I'll just go back to the draft. So open that up.
And don't stop, shoot shot, go out to the park.
And I'll go back to the song and I'll open it up and I'll now film the video of what it is that I want. So this way, when you're using the platform, it's late at night, you don't have to bust out your pen and paper. You can easily just remember exactly how you wanted to apply that trend. So I went through that pretty quickly. Do I have any questions on this process? All right. By the vote of silence, I'm going to be really excited to see your guys' trends next week. So let's go back to screen share on my slide deck here. All right, so now you have an idea of when you see a trend, what the heck you can do with it. All right, so if you want to do your own version of searching for trends, maybe you're not really seeing anything, you're not using the creator account, you do have what's called the Discover tab, okay? So this is an easy way where you can apply such hashtags like trend alert, right? So that's where these creators here, they always use those hashtags, trend alert, where you can discover. So let's go to sharing my screen again. Okay, and we'll go back into TikTok, we'll go home. Okay, and then we come in here into the search bar. So I could just come in here. Okay, trend alert. So that right? Yep. Pop that in. And then you can see here all the various videos that come up. And then I'm going to come up here. And then what I want to do is I want to go filters, and then I want to apply either yesterday or this week, because you don't want to do all time, because all time is going to raise the most popular and engaged trending alert videos to the very top. And that's not what we're using this function for. You would use that function if, say, you were trying to decide on what is good content. Okay, so this is another way for you guys to get ideas that I haven't quite shown you yet. And say you want to come in and you just type in the word realtor. A great way to see what is great content associated with a realtor would then to look at it all time. But since we're using this as a trend alert, we're just going to apply this week and we're going to hit apply. Okay, and then it's going to resort it. So see how that changes? So 2 days ago, 19 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 4 days ago. Now it becomes a little bit more to the time. So that's another way to which you can search for various trends. All right. That's all the homework per se. Okay, so what I want you guys to do kind of going forward for today is number one, I want you to go back and I want you to follow all of these accounts. Okay, these 3 accounts will do more than good. Then I want you to go on to TikTok and I want you to use the discovery feature. And I want you to start looking for trends that you're going to do. And I would love if everybody, okay, I'm gonna make you a deal. I want one in the chat who is going to commit to filming 2 trends next week. Next week, you're gonna have 2 trends done. Throw one in the chat for me if that's you. So we got, okay, so we got 2 people. Let's go, Hassan. I knew you had my back. Toss is okay. He's like, thanks, Sarah. Janina, of course, I knew Janina, you would. Here's what it is, guys. I come in here and I give you guys my free time every week, and I love it. I love it. But what I love even more is when I coach my students and they actually get a result off of what they did. You've come in here, you dedicated 1 hour to me instead of calling people in your CRM. You're not out on listing presentations. You're not out there hammering through phone calls, which is like the next best revenue producing opportunity. So because you've come in here today and you've given me 1 hour of your time, I want you to all commit today to committing to 2 trends. That's it. You just have to do 2 trends. You can wear the same outfit. You can do what you like. So let's come up with some ideas right now. We're going to look at some trends right now, and I can even help you identify. If you don't want to do your own stuff, that's okay. I got you. So let's go back to sharing my screen on the phone, and we're going to decide together. We're going to pull open a trend, and I'm going to show you the kind of process that I go through when I'm going up with this process for my clients. How am I going to use this trend specifically for a realtor? And then how do we, yes, Tom, you can put it into drafts, 100%. You don't have to post it if you're not ready to, but I'm going to eventually throw you off the deep end. Sink or swim, Tom, sink or swim. All right, so I'm going to use this feature that we just did where we come into the Discovery tab to find out what's trending. So let's open this.
I think I'm in love. It's an easy trend to relate to your niche. Let's talk about something that makes you want to say, I think I'm in love. It's an easy trend to relate to your
Right away, this one's so easy, and I feel like I cheated on this one. I haven't seen this one before. But right away, so the sound is, I think I'm in love. Right away, if you're a buyer's agent, the title could be being a buyer's agent and shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market. I think I'm in love, right? Or when you get somebody who submitted, they've got a $1.4 million cash budget. I think I'm in love. Or I've got a seller who takes my CMA and doesn't want a penny more than the evaluation that I've given them. I think I'm in love. What you don't want to do with these trends, and I often see this with realtors that I coach, I see this with other agencies that I coach, you do not want to make this negative. You do not want to make fun of your clients. You do not want to make fun of the process. You don't want to say bad things about what clients do or bad experiences that you have. You want to incite good feelings. You want to bring good emotion. So please don't use this when you see trends. And I say this just because I see it so often. I've even had to tell my own social media manager, like, okay, so for example, one of the biggest gripes that I've ever had as a real estate agency owner is my clients not calling back their leads. But what I don't want to do is create a bunch of content labeling people as not calling back their leads. What I want to do is find ways to educate my market on how they could just do better with that. So as a prime example. So let's look at another trend just to give you guys some more ideas here.
Trends. Use this sound and include a POV that ends in the punchline me. Here are some examples and get the latest daily trends here. New trend, level easy. Follow for more trends. Use this sound and include a POV that ends in the punchline me. Here are some examples and get the latest daily trends here.
I'm just going to turn this off for a second because this is actually a really prime example. This is exactly how this specific creator details the trend. So notice how you didn't actually hear the sound of the trend. So what you need to do for these types of creators, when they give you the trend alert, what you need to do is you need to go down to the little icon in the bottom right-hand screen of the quarter and then go and listen to the sound and watch all the different creators. So let's go ahead and do
Here are
that.
some examples and get the latest daily trends here. New trend.
So I touched on what looks like almost like a little record in the bottom, right-hand corner. And now we have all of the various TikToks that have been created. Forewarning, I have no idea what people have posted here. TikTok's usually pretty good about not showing things that are, not safe for work. Hopefully we're all going to be safe for work, but we're just going to do some scrolling on here together. We see something inappropriate, I'm going to quickly go away, but we usually don't have that too much of a problem. So let's just have a look here.
New trend, level easy.
Okay, so like really cute one that you could do. It could be like, who sold the most houses in this farm that I work? Me, right? Who can come to your house and provide you with the most up-to-date CMA? Me. So you can start to see here how you want to take the goal of what it is that you're trying to do. I'm a buyer's agent. I'm a seller's agent. I work with retirees. I work with millennials. And all those things that I have told you about understanding the biggest, deepest, darkest desires, while we don't have to come up with the hooks and we don't have to talk about that, we have to find a way that fits into that and then apply it to the trend. Did anybody else have any other ideas that came to mind? Is there a way to find audio with the countdown? Yes, I'll show you how to do that. So top, so we showed this on last week. So the count up and count down. So let's say we go into this one. Okay, and I want to, so I'm just gonna come in here and I'm gonna say, use this sound. Okay, so now I'm in the TikTok, and then you see on the right-hand side, you have the timer. Okay, so you can change it to 3 seconds. You can change it to 10 seconds. Let's say I change it to 3 seconds, okay? And remember the TikTok that I originally showed you of my face where I had the short face and I had the long face? This is where you get to use the bar. So say it was the short face, long face, I would drag that in. And then what TikTok's gonna do is it's gonna give you a 3-second countdown timer, and it's gonna stop it at exactly 2.5 seconds. So I don't have to be hitting the record button a whole bunch of times. And I just hit start countdown. Okay, it's gonna play the song, and then I get to like say my thing of what I'm gonna say. And then you could go on and then hit that timer again and then go on. So that's how you get access to a countdown on that. And then you're using actual words. Can you, what do you mean, Tom? Maybe pull yourself off of mute there and just explain for me. Or not. If you can't pull yourself off of mute because maybe you're in a setting, maybe just type in the words. I'm just trying to explain.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I meant where you would have something up there like the top 5 reasons for something, and maybe you'd have something with a count like 5, 4, 3, you know what I mean, where it would actually say as on the screen the words are coming up with like top 5 reasons to live here or something like that.
Yeah, you totally can get creative with it. If you find that that's something that's going to work, you absolutely can do that. You can create a timer. There's not the easiest way to do like here.
Level easy. Follow for more trends.
Here, like if I were trying to do something like that, let's take this filter off. You would have to come in here and you would have to apply some text. So let me just shoot this for a second. Show you what I mean. Test, 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 test. Okay, and then I would hit check mark, right? And then what you would do is like, you'd be like 1. Okay, there's my 1. Drag it up there. I'm gonna touch it again. I'm gonna say set duration, and then I'm gonna drag it across. Drag it across. Make that for 1. So that 1 will come up for 1 second. And then I would do 2. I'm just showing you guys here as an example if you want to create something like this. Set the duration, drop that there. Okay, so you can see 1, 2. See what I mean? So that's how I would do something like that. But yes, Tom, you could totally do that and get creative with the process if you want to include, 5 things for that. Just make sure that it fits within like the trend, right? So like that specific trend, it was something going me, just a really simple, easy way where I think there's something like a countdown of like top 5 things might be a little bit better suited for a different trend. Cool. Anybody else have any other ideas that they wanted to share that came up for them? No, all right, that's okay. That's all right. Cool. Any general questions? Oh, Terry's got some ideas. What you got, Terry? Okay, I think Terry might still be driving. Oh, there we go. Hey, Terry. I don't know. We're having a bit of a hard time hearing you there, Terry. I think your reception might be in and out.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
If I make a TikTok where I'm explaining something or I'm talking, I've been taking and trying to find a trending sound and add it to it, but I turned the volume almost all the way down to where you barely hear it. That way it kind of gives you the trending sound for like, people searching it or whatever.
Yep, you can absolutely do that for sure. Love that tidbit.
Okay.
Yeah, so if just to further explain what Terry's doing here is a little bit of a hack, right? So if you want to present some content and you don't want to have the sound showing, you can just turn the volume right down on that video post. So in the settings, you go to audio, keep your voice up, and then you turn the sound down. So it'll mark that it has that sound so that hopefully you can pick up within the algorithm. Just remember what I said earlier, just use those features sparingly, because again, TikTok really likes own individuality, self-created content. So you just want to include it as part of the strategy, just don't make it your whole entire strategy. Do we have any other questions for today?
Kara, I do.
Yeah, Cindy, go for it.
Hey, so my husband's a musician. Could you create your own like music for your TikTok if you wanted to?
Absolutely, and so many people do it, and that's where like 80% of the radio today is responsible for what's happening over on TikTok. Like your husband is a musician, it should be his number one focus is to put his music out onto TikTok, 100%.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Janina.
I have a question with regards to the music. If TikTok is looking for original content, so are you just talking and that's considered like the audio original content?
Yeah. So when you do your own post and it's you talking, it's going to say original creator, and it's just going to have your name there as the sound.
Okay, so you don't put any music in the background for those ones?
For those specific ones, you can sometimes apply some music to try and like get it to trend a little bit more. But then again, part of your strategy should just be having just your voice.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Rakesh, I'll have to track that down for you, and I will throw it into the Facebook group for you. It was that was our masterclass on TikTok, so I can drop that in. The next thing I promised you guys last week is that I would tell you about what I'm working on here in beautiful Colombia. Oh, Francisco, you had a question before I jump there.
Yeah, if somebody randomly follows you, do we follow them back or no?
I mean, okay, so what TikTok and Instagram really do not like is the follow a person and then unfollow a person strategy to gain more followers. They really don't like that. It is good if this is you recognize. I like to go through my client accounts and see who follows them, and if it's somebody local to the area, I like to follow them back because I want to have engagement, because that could be potentially a future prospect. But if it looks like a spammy bot account, or if it looks like somebody who lives in Timbuktu, I'd recommend not following them back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Cool. So I want to tell you guys about what I'm working on here, because it's pretty exciting, and I did promise you last week. So I am in Pereira, Colombia, and there's a company here called. There's a little thing in the background. I'm going to take you guys for a quick little tour around the call center here, but it's called Lamasu Leads, and they are the biggest, baddest beasts in the game when it came to cold calling. And so I randomly got invited to come down to Colombia. Call me crazy, but when somebody invites me to go traveling somewhere, I'm just going to do it. And this amazing operator and CEO of the company, he just opened up his business to us and explained the whole process that they have. They scrape the data and they put okay. When I show you this is what gets me so excited. Everybody who works in this office, minus Scott, who's American, are all Colombian. And all of these kids have English as a second language, but they're quite fluent in English. And they put them through intense, crazy amounts of training. Like they can't even hit the floor unless they had spent an entire month with a trainer to learn everything from like, what is a gutter? What is a lawn sign? What is a realtor? All of these things. And what they have been doing for the last 5 years is they've been generating leads for wholesalers, right? So it's a little bit different for the realtor game, because a wholesaler is looking for a lead for a 70% or less of the retail value. So I was watching these young Colombian kids negotiate with homeowners to get them to agree that they would sell their house for less than 70% of the home value. And I was blown away. So I said to the CEO, I said, why are you guys not doing this for real estate? He's like, for realtors, it would crush, because it's so, the fact that they were negotiating with these homeowners and getting them to agree at 70% or less. And I said, how many times are you getting full retail appointments on the phone? And they said, yeah, pretty often. I was like, well, what are you doing with them? They said, nothing. Our clients don't want them. And I was like, well, why not sell this out to realtors? He's like, well, that's never really been my business. And I said, well, guess what? That is my business. So a few visits later, a few meetings later, fast forward to 4 months later, I am now in Pereira, Colombia. We've officially penned and signed a deal, and they have partnered up with us. So they own 33% of the company. I own 33% of the company, and so does my other partner, Esteban. And we are launching this for realtors, and we are launching October 1st. But I am only launching to 5 beta clients because I did some testing with this. We took this to one of our clients. We had old data. I was a client down in Houston, Texas, and I swear to God, you guys, in under an hour, they booked 4 listing appointments, and they just transferred that listing appointment over to the realtor. Here's where this is really going to change the game. And I don't want to dog on lead generation because I have made my clients a ton of money when it comes to online leads. Online leads are getting more and more competitive, meaning every realtor and their dog is running some form of online leads, which is why we go so crazy on organic content here, because we get people into us instead of clicking on an ad. When you contact one of these leads, they're not speaking with anybody else. So we have now built a program that we're launching October 1st, and I'm looking for 5 very motivated realtors. It is going to be on an application basis. I can't just take on a brand new part-time realtor because I really want to showcase how many deals somebody can close, but it's going to be ridiculously easy. I really just need you to get 1 deal closed per month. We're going to guarantee that you're going to get a minimum of 15 appointments sent live transfer, or the appointment is made directly over to you. So if you want to talk to me and see if maybe this is right for you, I'd love for you to book a call with me. Like I said, if this is something you want to do, I'm going to drop the link. You have to book with me ASAP. I'm about to blast my list tomorrow, but I wanted to give you guys access to this first because we've been working so closely together. So I'm going to give you a link to my booking calendar where we can chat about, just see if this is right for you. And you guys know how honest and above board I am on everything that I do within my business. So let me drop this in the chat. Choose a time as quickly as possible here. If you can't find a time that works on for you, reach out to me. This is my personal email. If for some reason you can't make it, send me an email, whichever. But I can only take five people on because, again, we want to work out all the kinks, and we're giving insane massive discounts for the beta pricing. We're only going to be in beta for a little bit. Shane says I want dibs on the service. I got you, Shane. I got you. So I'm going to take you guys through to the call center. This location is in Pereira, and the new location is in Medellin. We've got the office. They've already started recruiting. I went through and met with their trainer yesterday. So I showed them like all the scripts that we've been using for our sellers for the last little while. I just went and showed the CEO the CRM that we've been using for all of our clients. He was like blown away. So it's really, really cool. So let me just take you guys through it because I want to show you what these kids are up to. And I'll give you a little tour of like all the different departments as to why these guys are so good and why this is not like a regular cold calling place. So these are all of the closers. They actually close some of the deals for the wholesalers. You guys are on video, say hi. And they give them like, it's a really, really cool atmosphere. I know it might be getting harder to hear me, but they let them come in, play video games. And then you can see here, so every single one of these kids is on a phone making cold call dials. And so they have things like they spin a wheel whenever they get a certain amount of leads. They've got these kids on like the 75 hard right now. This is the quality control department. They make sure that the data is really good. It's nice and clean. But at any one time, they'll have over 120 agents making dials. So I'm just going to go back to the other room and just going to explain a couple of things to you guys here. This is the elite room where their top closers go. This is my business partner, Esteban. Just give me 1 second here, guys. We're going to go where it's a little bit not so loud. So a few things why this makes it so different than doing cold calling on your own or any other services, and why, someone like myself wanted to particularly partner up with a business like this. I've never seen a culture like this exist ever in my life when it came to a cold call center, because these kids are making more money than their parents, than their grandparents, and they're able to support them. They pay them incredibly well. They train them every single day. They're drilling on objections. They're drilling on, they're listening back to their phone calls. And then the top 5 guys, they get like their own special room to go into. So they've really bred a really, really cool culture here. So I'm a little bit out of breath because I'm running around, but you can see here that this is literally going to change the game, because what I was seeing on my end was Facebook costs, Google ad costs, they're rising, they're going up. And what I also want to have is when I present a lead to one of my clients, I want them to know that that person isn't working with anybody else. So there's not as much competition in trying to get a listing appointment out of that person. So again, the way that it's going to work, we're going to make a whole bunch of dials. Right now, this call center, they make 2.5 million dials per week. So they've got the craziest systems that will cycle through numbers when it's been marked as spam. They've got all kinds of crazy dialers and really, really cool systems. But the point is that when we live transfer or we set an appointment with a listing appointment for you, chances are very good that that person has yet to talk to another realtor. So if you want to book a call with me, there is the link there in the chat there for you. If for some reason you can't find a time on the calendar, just send me an email and say, hey, Carol, I'm really interested in learning more. I'll make sure that we find a time for you. Cool. Any questions? Oh, Hassan. Yeah. I knew you'd be all over that. We've had some good conversations, so that's cool. Terry, Terry, I'm gonna hook you up because you're already a client, so we got you. Cool. Any questions on any of that? All right, cool. Any questions on your? Yeah, Janita.
Are they cold calling? Like, where are they calling? Like, would they take a whole bunch of old leads that we might have, or what area or what group are they calling?
So you'll tell us the area that you want dials made to. So I do have to be transparent. We're still trying to work out the Canadian market. The American markets have far more data, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve that we can make this happen. The other parts of this that we're going to be also offering is that we have ISAs, right? We have ISAs who call our clients leads, and they're effective and they work. I know this because again, we made our clients a lot of money. But I'm very confident that we'll be able to 2x, if not 3x, our conversion rates when we have an in-person call center like this who's using the systems, where we can take any of your database, we can take if you're running anything on Facebook or Google and put them through these systems and really increase the conversion rate that you have on leads. So there will be some solutions if we haven't quite figured out this scraping, but we do lots of skip tracing and scraping of data to get the best data on board. I spent time with their quality control and their CRM managers for the last 2 days, learning everything inside and out, because I'm going to be running this entire operation in Medellin, and just insanely blown away. But I was also equally excited because I'm actually bringing quite a lot of value to this company, because I love operations, I love automation, so we've been able to show them some cool things too. But either way, Canada, US, please make sure that you get on a call with me. We can at least figure out some solutions for you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Janina. Thanks. Cool. Well, any other questions? It's 2 o'clock, so we're about to wrap this up. Any last questions on TikTok, on the cold calling, anything I can help you guys out with today? Oh, one thing. If I can just share with you one thing. I started a group, you guys. It's called Videos to Closings. I'm keeping the spammers out and the high producers in. And if you have not joined my group, I really hope that you do. I'm going to be posting all kinds of really cool content in here when it comes to more video stuff. So you guys still get all the goods when I come in here on every Thursday. But what I really want to foster is a community of realtors who are taking video incredibly serious, so that we have an opportunity to see what's working, what's not working, specifically for real estate, meet some other real estate creators that are in the community. So I would love if you join me over there, and we can help each other out.
Hi, Kara, can I ask you a question?
Of course, Hassan. How can I help?
What's the criteria that you said you're only selecting 5 real estate agents? What's the criteria you're really looking for, so we know that whether we fit or not?
Great question. So I'm looking for somebody who is a full-time realtor, somebody who's been in the game for more than 3 years, and somebody who I know if I'm going to pass you a lead, you're going to be able to close it. And that sounds obvious.
Lovely.
We all know the industry in which we work in. Some people just need a little bit more help than others. So I'm just looking for somebody who doesn't need as much hand-holding in the beginning. We're going to be rolling out some programs on lead conversion. Shane has an amazing lead conversion training program that we've given the clients a lot in the past. So there will be hand-holding for future clients that quite aren't at that level, but the clients who we start with these 5, like they need to be good because I'm gonna want to use you guys as like Hassan closed 3 deals last month. That's why you're getting such a good pricing on it. So
Fantastic. Thank you very much for telling.
John, just book the call with me. I'm not 100% certain on what the fee is because one of the things that is a very important part to this is that there are certain markets that require us to make more dials and scrape more data. So for example, if you call me from like Miami, you're probably going to have to be more expensive to work for just that, even though it's other, you'll still get a good deal for the beta pricing. So the best thing is just come in, we'll talk about, what your expectations are and what you're looking for and what market in, and that we will be able to figure out a good price for you. But it's going to be cheaper than running anything on Google or Facebook. Okay, you can't beat this pricing. Facebook, you come to me, you want to run ads for sellers on Facebook. I need a minimum of $1,500 to $2,000 every month plus my retainer fee. Same thing on Google. You want to run Google ads, you better be spending at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month plus the retainer fee. And I wanted to make this even more economical than that. So that should give you a start of an idea of pricing. Shane.
Yes.
How's that? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. No,
I'm out of breath, you guys. I swear to God, the only thing I'm doing in Colombia is the coffee. That's it, I swear.
I'm trying to create my viral or my trending video here. So
So I don't know if y'all just heard that, but Shane said that means Shane's going to show us his 2 trends that he makes for next week.
Oh,
so.
I'm gonna do one. I don't know. So I'll try to do 2. I'm the kind of person I have to do stuff in the moment. Otherwise, I'm just going to forget about it, and then something else, I'll get distracted with something else. So, but at the same time too, I was just recording a story here for your call center, so I'll add that to my stories.
Cool.
To promote you a little bit, and yeah.
We're building a pretty cool referral and incentive program too. So if you guys send anybody our way, once we're out of beta, we'll be paying quite handsomely for anybody who sends us business. And I'll tell you this, Lamasu Leads, when I came in, I said, we were talking about how long we're keeping clients, how many clients are coming on board. And he said, well, we're just a little bit of a problem right now. We have a 4-month waiting list. 4 months, people were dying to get in. And that really opened my eyes because they keep clients around for years. Scott uses it as his own ways of acquiring wholesales himself. There's really nobody better in the business that we're partnering up with this for. So I know it's going to be good.
Very cool. And hopefully, I think we've talked a little bit about, well, if we haven't, we're gonna, but we have talked a little bit about for double income coaching team members to get onto this service here, we might be able to work something out with Cara as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We could definitely do that for the DYIC community. Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, very cool. So it's 2:05. Cara, thanks for your new venture here. It looks really promising, very exciting. So I think some of us need to book a trip to Colombia. I hear it's cheap.
And we're going to have that actually. So the future vision is we're going to have a studio set up here. So it's really easy for realtors to come in, get content done. They want to see the call center. If y'all haven't been to Colombia, man, like the people and the culture here is amazing. They love to dance. They love to sing. They love to drink. Everybody is just so inviting and so nice. And I think the rest of the world just hasn't quite woken up to, what Colombia has. So if anybody on here is thinking of coming, let me know. You will be my guest. I'll show you where to stay, best places to go. We'll take you out of town.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, with that, we got some homework for next week. 2 TikTok trending videos, right? 2 of those.
Yep.
Guys, let's get those done. Again, we'll be back here next Thursday at 1 p.m. The replay of this one, if you want to go back to it, will be posted on Monday inside the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group. I did post a link here in the chat, so make sure to go check that out. And with that, Cara, thank you so much again for coming and hanging out with us for another week. What are we talking about next week?
We're going to do a little bit more TikTok. We're going to get a little bit more into editing styles, get into the creativity. Going to show you a few different apps if we want to get fancy. And I'm going to hold people's feet to the fire a little bit more so we can make sure that we keep getting that content out. So we just spend the next couple of weeks a little bit more into TikTok. And then we're going to start transitioning over talking about YouTube and Instagram.
Very cool. Looking forward to it.
What link are you looking for there, Sydney? She says she doesn't see the link in the chat. What
For the group, maybe?
for the group, maybe? Yeah, so just so you guys know, we record this every single week. Go into the group, type in DYIC. Rakesh, I will upload the slides for you, and I'll see if I can tag you on last week's call as well.
Give me a second here. I should know the, the URL. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, throwing up the link, whoops, in the chat here one last time. All right, there's the link to the group. Go check that out. And you should be able to find the videos under the media section, or if you search hashtag DYIC Thursday Coaching Call, you'll be able to find all the previous calls. And last week's call never got uploaded, so it's being uploaded right now. There was an issue, so Christian's going to go ahead and get that done today. All right, guys. Well, everybody, thanks so much for popping in, and we will see you next week, Thursday, 1 p.m. And make sure to tune in Tuesdays as well with Brad. We got a good call coming up here in the next couple, or then this week coming up, and then the following week, really good call coming up. So make sure to tune in on Tuesday. Oh, you got a question?
Yeah, Shane, oh, sorry, do I have to unmute here? Oh,
No, you're good.
No, we can hear you.
Just a quick question. I just clicked on the REMCM group and it's not available. And so I wonder if it's just a small group.
Nope, you're right. Hang on. That's weird. All right. That link no longer works. That's strange. How about that one?
Yep, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, that one worked for me as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. I don't know what happened to our group URL here. Check that out. Oops. All right. Anyways, okay, guys, we got to go, but have a great rest of your week. Have an amazing weekend. Cara, we'll catch up and talk to you guys soon. All right.
All right. Thanks so much.